Hello and welcome to PlumeriaPlay. We just got Getaways with the new Adventure Awaits pack, and in the pack it comes with a children's camp, a fitness retreat, and a romantic competition. But there is so much more that you can do with this getaway system, and I feel like it can be a really good storytelling component. So today I'm going to give you some ideas for different kinds of getaways that you can do that are not the ones that are the presets. First, let's start with alternative education. You can set up a getaway to send your kids and teens to different kind of schools. So this could be something like a boarding school or an art school, or in my case, in the video that's playing in the background, a sports academy. You can set your getaway up so they'll practice whatever specific skill it is that you want to work on. Or if you're doing a boarding school, you could go a more generic route and just have them learn and listen to lectures. Another education option is you could schedule in a private tutor. So you can have a sim come to your house that's meant to mentor children and have them mentor your child sim in whatever skill you're looking to have them learn. And another alternative education option is homeschooling. So getaways don't have to happen at custom venues. You can set them up to happen at your house, meaning you can set up a daily schedule where your kids and maybe your parent sim, whoever is the stay-at-home parent doing the homeschooling, go through the schedule. The parent can mentor, the kid can learn. And I just think that's a really fun storytelling aspect. Another option for alternative education is setting up field trips. So you could have a day trip to a museum or to a park or something like that. You can take a bunch of other kids with you and pretend that it's a big school field trip. I do think it's important to note that your kids won't actually go to school if you have them on a getaway, which works well if you're doing a class field trip. But if you're doing the homeschooling or something, their grade will stay as a C. But they'll get so much more skills at home or at the private school that you're going to that I kind of think it's worth it. And if you wanted to, you could always cheat their grade to be an A once you felt like they deserved it. Like maybe set a specific skill number, and once they reach that, they can be an A student kind of thing. So I think there's ways to make it work, but obviously you'd have to bring in some cheats. Let me know if you have any suggestions for any other education types of getaways or any of the other getaways in the next upcoming categories. But let's go ahead and jump into our next one, which is work from home and fake jobs. I feel like you could do a work from home with any of the arts careers or any of the freelance careers. Honestly, maybe even programming, you could do a work from home job. Basically any job that you can make money off of without actually having to go to work. You could set yourself up to make it look like your sim works from home. You could give them a daily schedule of their work task and have them do those things. Alternatively, you can download a lot that looks like a business office and have them go to work. On the screen, you're gonna see an office lot from this creator that I'm gonna pop on the screen right now with the lot name and their creator ID. But you can get things like this off of the gallery and then turn it into a custom venue. Set up your schedule for whatever job that you have. So I have this one set up to be writing, programming, gaming, and I'm kind of viewing it as a little tech company. And I have my sim here in the freelance programming career, meaning that they don't actually physically go to work. They just do tasks from the job. So while they're doing those tasks and I'm helping them through that, the other sims also look like they're working in the company. Yes, it's fake, but it looks real. And I really like that because this is the first time we've had something where the sims will actually do the task that you want them to. I've done this before where I sent my sim to just a generic office building, but the other sims don't cooperate with the schedule. And now they do, and I think it's really cool. I feel like with jobs, you could also set up retreats. I know there's several jobs that have some kind of retreat where they'll go to conferences and go to like seminars and things like that. I don't have a job like that, so I might sound silly, but my mom was a teacher and in administration for a very long time. And I remember her going to these conferences all the time. So I think it would be cool, especially if you had a career that it made sense for, to set that up and bring some of your coworkers along with you to the retreat. You can also technically have your sims work at the getaway. So if you, let's say, had a getaway that had a coffee bar and you wanted your sim to tend to that coffee bar, you can set them up for that to be their task. So it'll look like they're working. Now, the only caveat to that is even so, you still have to pay for the getaway. So you might need to do some money cheats or something to either get your money back or to pay yourself. And the same kind of goes with working in a fake office, like we said. The cost of the getaway is dependent on how much the lot costs and how many sims are in the lot. So sometimes it's really cheap and sometimes it's really expensive. I personally have no issue cheating money for storytelling purposes. But if you do, then maybe this is not the category for you. But I think the work from home, you don't have to pay anything because it's at your house. So the work from home would still work for you if you're not into the money cheats. Our next category is weekly activities and routines. I have a lot of ideas for this one, so I'm gonna just kind of rapid fire. I think this is the best for general storytelling, and you're able to set up reoccurring getaways. I will say that reoccurring getaways have not worked for me so far, so let me know if they're not working for you either. But I imagine that's gonna be patched soon, and even if they don't patch it, you can still do it. You just have to like physically go in and add it on every day that you wanna have it, which is a little annoying instead of just being like Monday's laundry night kind of thing. But I think after school programs is a really good idea for this. You can just schedule your kids to go on a getaway as soon as they're off of school and maybe pretend that they're at a sports practice or at scouts, which I think a lot of people wanted to do and were excited for. I kind of want to build like a scouts headquarters. You could also do clubs like book clubs, fitness clubs, gardening clubs, essentially taking the get together club system and like applying it to this. Maybe if you don't have get together, this is a good alternative for you. You can do all kinds of hangouts like movie nights, karaoke, just go to the bar, maybe go to the pool. Because getaways don't have to be an overnight thing. You can set your getaway to last from 3 to 5 if you wanted to. Now, I don't know how much your Sims will get done during that time, but technically you can. I think you could also do errands with this. So taking your Sim to the laundromat like the one on the screen is. Maybe going to the library with your Sim and their kids. I think maybe you can even fake farmers market it if you have cottage living and can like go to the downtown where they have those stalls open, like your grocery shopping. That one's a bit of a stretch, so if you try it, let me know if it works. And then you can also have date nights and things like that. Obviously, you could also just do a date event, but something about the schedule is kind of nice. I really like it. I'm a big fan of the schedule system. I think my type A is showing a little bit here, but that's neither here nor there. And our last category is family and parenting systems. We talked about this a lot on my Not So Berry challenge, but we recently had a divorce in the family, and somebody mentioned that it might be a good idea to set up custody. So you could have like weekends with one parent and the weekdays with the other parent, or you could split the week in half, or you could like go every other week or something. I think this is also a good way to have your Sims maybe visit family members that don't live in the household, like going to visit grandma for the weekend or even for the night or the day. Or maybe even if they're adult Sims and they have a sister that lives in a different city, they can go visit them. And I think it's nice because it'll put your Sims on the same schedule, meaning that both of the Sims will do the same thing at the same time. And I feel like these can be as simple or as complex as you want to make them. And then I think another one that could be fun is even having your Sim live with another family for rent. Since for rent isn't working, it actually seems like a good option for this right now because you do pay a daily price for the getaway. So if you have your Sim live in somebody else's house, or honestly, even in like a custom venue shabby house or something, they would pay rent. So this is also an alternative for rent in a way. Now, the schedule is obviously not as necessary there, but maybe if you were having them live with another family or something, you could put that family on a schedule. I also think this could be potentially really good for Discover University. I did see a Sim pull out their Discover University homework at a getaway once. So I'm thinking, I need to test it, but I think if a Discover University student goes on a getaway, they still have school stuff to do. Don't quote me on that. That's the one thing I haven't tested that I think I need to test. But you could even set up a getaway for your Discover University student. Maybe on the weekends they do a big study group, or even like go home and visit their family on the weekends. Because right now, if you just take your Discover University student home to their family, it acts like they're not supposed to do stuff. So if they like shower or try to cook, other Sims get mad at them. But if you set it up as a getaway and have them go visit their family that way, they won't get mad at you anymore. So that's also another really good option for like the family dynamics. But that's it for my current ideas for different kinds of getaways. Please let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions or any more ideas for getaways. I feel like there's so much more that you could do that I haven't thought of, and I would really, really love to hear your thoughts on it. I'd like to give a special shout out to my YouTube channel members. Thank you guys so much for the extra support. It really does mean the world to me. If you'd also like to become a channel member, you can find the link in the description below. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.